Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and you're listening to a commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring Teemo. This is the first game from our game night that I'm trying to do, so I'm playing with a lot of YouTube followers, people that have watched these videos on YouTube and have been able to join up with the game for League of Legends. This game has featured a lot of action thus far, a lot of people getting kills and dying on different parts. You can see it's 22 to 17 in overall minion kills. We were struggling a little bit during the laning phase, but we've been doing better during the team fight phase, and we were able to do really well in the last team fight at the end of the previous video in part 1, because we were able to score an ace to the other team with only one member of our team dying, and that enabled us to get the second tower down in the bottom lane. So right now we're in a pretty good position, and we're just looking for either another opportunity to fight or another situation where we can go back and forth. I've been able to complete Madrid's Blood Razor, which is a very strong item on Teemo due to how fast he attacks. Also very good against any kind of tanky team composition. So with Malady and Blood Razor, I'm pretty much set on damage. I don't really need any more damage items. Meanwhile, here I'm setting up some wards, and now look at our positioning. We are behind the enemy team, so we are now going to look to engage, although the team engages a little before me. Donsky initiates on Earthstrike, does a really good job, puts him in his egg form immediately. I'm able to get in the back lane, and I go immediately for Cole. He's the one I want to shut down. Notice how everyone on the other team is just running. They're not even trying to fight against us, and so we clean up 4 of them immediately. And since we just went 4 for 1, the correct play is now go take Baron. You see that I see teams not doing this all the time. People trying to, when they score kills like that, just ignoring Baron, looking to push or looking to go do Dragon. But in a situation like this, mid game, anytime you hit about the 25-minute mark, if you can pick off a couple members of the enemy team, like let's say you get 2 kills on the enemy team and everyone's still alive, your play should be to go grab Baron, because if they come and try to challenge you for it, you can just turn and kill them at Baron if they try to fight you like 3-on-5 or 2-on-4 at Baron. So now we've taken Baron, and that means that we have not only caught up in kills, now that we've taken that Baron, we're probably ahead of the enemy team. In particular, I've gotten just a ton of farm, and I'm in a very strong position. So now with the enemy team not here, I'm going to try to take down this tower as quickly as possible. You can see Teemo doing a ton of damage, and I back off 1 hit away from the tower dying, and now I really wanted to go finish this tower, which was probably a mistake because there's so many of them here. So I'm going to come forward, and I get the tower, but I got stunned by Earthstrike's Anivia, which means that the rest of the team can now initiate on me. Unfortunately, I also get hit by Cole's Ezreal ultimate, so I'm trying to back off here, but then Machi Balls is going to Shunpo in and take me on, and I'm going to take on Katarina, but the Ignite and the damage from her bouncing blades finishes me off. So that was unfortunate. And now the rest of the team is engaging, but they're not focusing on the key targets, which are Cole's Ezreal and Earthstrike's Anivia, and with Earthstrike still being up, he's going to be able to clean up a kill on Raffleboy's Malzahar. And I think we lost our Karthus player, Forever Black Sky, too. So unfortunate there. I am going to continue buying towards Frozen Mallet as my next item. I don't really need more damage, don't really need the slow effect so much, but it also does provide more survivability. It gives me a lot of extra health, and I figure that with the game going the way it is right now, I figured I could go for a Frozen Mallet before I go for another more survivability item. And then you can see Machi Balls type Stupid Badger, and that's a reference to me, Teemo. I'd actually love to get the Badger skin on Teemo if it ever goes on sale, because I think it's kind of funny. But right here I went back because I wanted to pick up a red pot, give me a little bit extra damage, and also give me a little bit extra health as well. So anyway, I'm 967. I'm pretty happy with where I am. I've died a lot, which is not ideal. You don't want to be dying this much if you're playing a carry, but I have been getting a lot of kills myself, have been getting a decent amount of assists, so you can live with the high deaths if you're getting a lot of assists and a lot of kills as well. Still, it's not ideal. If you notice, as soon as I died, that fight really went south because I do the most damage for people on my team. Really, I need to stay alive. The longer I can stay alive in team fights, the more damage that I can do for our team, and that's really the key to playing any range carry. You have to be close enough to the action so that you can be doing your damage and being effective, but at the same time, you can't die because obviously you can't do any damage if you're dead. The one exception to that being Karthus, who can still do damage after he dies. And that's why Karthus' playstyle is a little bit different than the other champs. Here, I was going to get red, and then I was going to clear bottom, so I was trying to tell the team, this is not a good time to engage. Don't try to fight the enemy team. Unfortunately, my dying did clear the Baron buff off of me, which means that I'm not as strong as I would be otherwise. Right now here, this is a safe time to go and get in some farm and push bottom lane. Why? Because the Baron's not up, and because we have visibility on most of their team. See, I can see 4 members of their team. There's 3 mid, there's 1 top. That means only 1 person can come try to get me in bottom lane. So again, that means I'm safe. And if you're away from your team at this stage of the game, after towers have started going down, that's what you want to keep in mind. You constantly need to be thinking, am I in a safe position? If everybody on the enemy team is missing, then you're probably not safe. In fact, they're probably all coming to kill you. So you'd better back off and you'd better get out of there. Now, for whatever reason, no one on our team split off to go farm top. Like, that would have been the correct play there. Someone from our team should have split off and gone to farm top while I was farming bottom. Why do that? Well, we weren't. If I'm bottom, we're obviously not looking to engage. So that means that the team should have somebody splitting off to go farm. And like Donsky says, next time let Malzahar cover a side. He needs experience. I mean, I agree with that perfectly. But at the same time, he needs to split off. He needs to see that on his own. Our Raffle Boy needs to see that he can go farm top. Like, that's the right situation. You can't just be telling people that constantly throughout the game. So, I'm not trying to get all this farm for myself necessarily, but the right play in this situation is to go farm these side lanes. If we're in a situation where we're not looking to fight. Now, look, their team is going to do Dragon. We can see their team's going to do Dragon. So our team goes over to contest that, but I think it's too late. I'm pretty sure they already had Dragon. So what I really probably should have done at that point in time would have been to go for top tower, because if they were all bottom lane, then that meant that they weren't top lane, and I probably could have pushed over that tower. But anyway, right now, we don't know where the team is, so we have to be a little bit careful. I'm just going to continue getting in some farm top, or not top, continue getting some farm mid. Don't want to push and engage this. There's 3 at the tower. We only have 2 here. So there's not all that much we can do. But anyway, just again, shrooming up, looking for opportunity, keeping lanes pushed, looking for opportunities. Baron will be up again in another 2 to 3 minutes. So keeping lanes pushed, looking for opportunities is good. I'm also going to be doing some shift clicking here, shift attacking. That is, that's the sort of the auto attack feature. You have to be careful about how you use it because it doesn't discriminate when it picks targets. But in situations like this, like look, I'm kiting backwards. I'm sort of doing this weird run backwards. That's using shift click. Here, Earthstrike hits the mushroom I put down, so that's going to slow him, and that's going to set up the rest of this fight. Notice how we're able to burst down Earthstrike very quickly because he was slowed. Then Captain Combustible is going to do get off a Nunu ult. I'm going to try to DPS this tower, try to take down this tower in the back and forth. Donsky's doing the right thing. He's going in tanking, going in engaging. Oh, are we going to be able to get Shadow there? It doesn't look like it. Maybe Karthus should use his ultimate. We were able to back him off. Now, look how the tower keeps focusing me. It's because of the poison that I put on Fang, so that's a little unfortunate. I didn't want the tower focusing me. I'm trying to take down the tower, but really, we need our tanks. Everyone else on our team is more tanky than me. We need the tanks to go in there and start pulling aggression, and they're not doing that. Notice how the tower keeps focusing me. In particular, our Karthus player is playing really passively. He's just staying in the back, and here, I'm going to try to get out of this, and oh, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, are you kidding me? Katarina Bouncing Blade takes like a bizarre angle and bounces in and finishes me off. So that wasn't the greatest played fight. I took way too much damage from the tower. Now Katarina ult and Cole are going to take down Captain Combustible, so they pick up another kill. And again, I don't know what our team's doing. They're just kind of dancing around, taking way too much damage. I don't think that was I don't think that I played that last fight particularly great, but at the same time, like our Karthus player, Forever Black Sky, if you're playing Karthus, like you need to run in there and you just need to engage, because if you want to pull aggression onto yourself, you want them to focus you, you want to get killed, have the whole fight taking place in your defile. He was just kind of standing around in the back, not really doing much of anything, not contributing to the fight. Once we took down Earthstrike, we really should have been able to get that tower without too much difficulty. I just needed a little bit more tanking for me. Now anyway, the enemy team, what their play that they should be doing here is they should be going to do Baron. They just picked off like 3 of us. We couldn't stop them from their Baron, but instead they're going to push middle, and that's going to give us enough time to revive. They are going to get the base tower, which is key, but now look at this. Now we're going to counter gank this. Great Malphite ult from Donsky. I'm going to immediately get Cull, then I'm going to finish off Earthstrike. And notice that the Baron's back up. The Baron was up. Their team could have gone and taken that. So we've scored 2 kills. And now instead of doing the dumb thing, which is just uselessly chasing them back to their base, notice how everyone is running after Fang's Mordekaiser. I'm like, look, this is a waste of time. Let's just go do Baron. Like, this is the proper response. We've picked off 2 members of their team. The rest of their team is damaged. They're going to have to retreat. So now the right play is to go do Baron. And that's what the enemy team should have done when they picked us off. After they picked off like 2 or 3 kills, they should have run and done Baron because they could have gotten it unopposed. And I think that that would have been just a much stronger play than doing what they did. Now, yes, they did get middle lane base tower. I mean, that's a strong thing to get. I mean, that does give them a big advantage. But in getting that middle lane base tower, they put themselves in a position where we could counter gank them, where we could counter them as soon as we revived because they had all taken damage in the last fight, and we were all reviving or coming back from healing. So then we could immediately run to that mid tower, and then Donsky got off the great Malphite ult that just set us up to, pick off 2 kills and send the rest of them healing. So yeah, even though the kills are they're still ahead in kills, but the fact that we've scored 2 Barons is really a big advantage. You can't just keep giving up Baron to the enemy team. I'm not exactly sure what the rest of the team's talking about there, but in any case, I'm just going to keep pushing this lane. I didn't think any of them were around here, so I'm just going to push this. You can see I'm holding 3 mushrooms, but I'm holding on to them at the moment while I'm pushing. I'm pretty sure I can get this tower. I've got a big minion wave coming to support me, and this tower is already at about half health, so just going to push this down quickly. And remember, every tower does give you global gold, does give you global experience. I'm 18, but not everyone on my team is, so the experience helps, and more gold is always good. I've got 2,000. That means I can go back and buy another pretty good item. And I believe that the next thing I wanted to pick up was I wanted some magic resist. I was worried about Earthstrike, who was the one who'd been killing me over and over again. So I'm going to buy towards Bansheesville. I'm going to get the null magic, or what is it? Is it the null magic mantle, or is that the one? No, it's the Negatron cloak. Excuse me. I always get those two confused. And then I'm also going to double pot, buy a red pot and a green pot. So that gives me a little bit extra damage, gives me extra attack speed, gives me extra critical strike chance. So with that and Baron buff, I'm really ridiculous. Like right now, I'm doing a ton of damage. Everybody likes to make fun of Teemo because he's so disgustingly cute. But at this stage in the game, I'm really strong, and I also have 3,000 health thanks to that frozen mallet. So and I've also got 120 armor and magic resist. So I'm semi-tanky as well. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be able to stand up to a true tank, but I do a lot of damage, and I'm reasonably tanky as well. So pretty strong. Oh, here we catch Earthstrike out of position. He's going to flash over the wall to escape. Nice flash. But we're able to do a lot of damage to him here. You can see I'm just trying to stay in the back, trying to stay behind my tanks, trying to do as much damage as possible. Whenever they come forward, I'm trying to attack. Anyway, that tower's almost down. I really want to get that tower because as soon as it goes down, we're going to be able to kill their team. Baron's giving us all extra HP regen. So like right there, able to get in a couple shots on Cole as he came forward. Baron gives us, as I said, health regen, gives us magic mana regen, so that's one reason why if we just sort of go back and forth at the tower, it's going to help. The one problem there is Captain Combustible took a lot of damage, so he needs to back off. We can't dive that tower if he's taken, we can't dive that tower with him taking so much damage. Here, though, they're out in the open field, so now we want to look to engage. Like, Donsky, if he has his ult up, that would have been a great time to ult somebody on their team and go in and engage because, they're outside their tower. This is when we want to look to fight. I've got double pot. We all have Baron. But instead, the opportunity kind of passed off, and we just ended up backing off there and not fighting. And you see, I'm even going to type don't fight. And, again, another thing, Captain Combustible, he was a little underleveled. And, look, instead of going bottom lane and grabbing the experience here, pushing back that minion wave, he heads off elsewhere. Don't quite understand that. That would have been a better play. Just go get that farm. I don't want to say that I was to a certain extent stealing the farm from the other players, but at the same time, if nobody's going to go and farm these lanes, it's better that I get it than nobody gets it at the same time, right? So anyway, Raffleboy is going to do Dragon, which is a good play, definitely. He's actually going to solo Dragons. And now we've managed to catch Shadow out of position. Great ult here from Malzahar. Great Malzahar ult from Raffleboy. That's going to allow us to pick off Shadow with no real issues. Really just holding him in place so I can, burst him down with Teemo, which is all we really needed there. So great play. That means we've now picked off one of them, so we're going to have a 4v5 situation. Our Baron has run out, though, so we don't have Baron, but 4v5 is pretty good. Now we can look to fight this. If we can get some minions up here, unfortunately the minions are not here, so we are going to have, if we want to push down this tower, we're going to have to go back to get them. So I'm going to head back along with Donsky, and we're going to try to push this minion wave up to the tower. But yeah, unfortunately that delay, that is a significant delay. Again, I'm not sure why our minion wave is all the way back there when we had like 4 people standing around mid a minute ago not really doing anything. So anyway, a little surprised, don't quite understand that. But in any case, now we're going to look to push mid. This is a good time to do it because Katarina, Machi Ball's Katarina, is up in top lane, so he is not going to be in this fight, which is what we want. So now we'll have 5-on-4 no matter what. As soon as that tower comes down, oh, I get hit by Frostbite again. Anyway, Donsky's going to tank that tower for me, so that's going to allow me to take down the tower. And now as soon as the tower is down, we can fight these guys. In fact, it looks like they're going to mostly back off, back into the base. We catch Cole a little bit out, but now Nivea has walled me in. Nice play by Earthstrike. I'm going to flash over the wall, and I would be getting out of there, but now Donsky is ulted, so as long as I can stay in the back, I can be really effective. Cole is going to flash down here to try to kill me, but oh, exhaust. Somebody exhausted him. Not sure who on my team. And now I'm going to get out of here. I'm at 100 HP, and Machi Balls really wants to kill me, so I'm going to back out of here and just make discretion the better part of valor. Fortunately, Donsky is able to clean up that kill, and now I believe that Fang's Mordekaiser is the only one still alive on their team, so we're just going to push that tower. Now I have enough gold to finish Banshee's Veil, and now I'm going to double pot again for the next, so that'll give me 4 more minutes of benefit, and now head back to the fight. I was trying to tell the team, just get the tower, you know, just ignore Mordekaiser, just get the tower. As soon as the tower's down, then you can kill him. Oh, you can see Machi Balls had typed earlier, Badger won't die. I think that's pretty funny. And yeah, it's like, and now get the inhibitor, just get the inhibitor, and after that, you know, I was thinking maybe we can get top lane, or not top tower, bottom tower. I was thinking we can maybe get bottom tower, just do some damage to it, and then back out, you know, like do as much damage as we can, and then back out. So here I am finally getting back into the fight. As long as Donsky's tanking the tower, I can you know, shoot it with my amazing Teemo Badger skills. Now as soon as they show up, I'm going to back out of here. I'm going to try to get back as soon as they show up. Let's see, unfortunately, for some reason I turn though for 1 instant, and Earthstrike catches me with a wall, really nice wall, and then the rest of the team is going to stun me and start bursting me, and so I'm going to get killed. That was a bad play by me. If you watch that, I turned back for just a little bit of an instant, and that was enough to catch me with the wall. Nevertheless, I would have gotten away if it hadn't been for the Anivia wall. Otherwise, I would have gotten away had it not been for the wall. But still, nonetheless, when you're playing against Anivia, you have to expect the wall. So that was two unnecessary deaths. Again, the thing that their team should do in this situation, they should go do Baron. Baron is back up again. We've just had 2 people killed, and we can't stop them from doing Baron. So that is the right play. Anyway, now watch Earthstrike on the minimap. Watch Anivia. Watch Anivia. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is! Oh, mushroom kill! Teemo with the mushroom kill. Oh, I do love putting down those mushrooms. Anyway, this was significant, though, because notice they have 4 up, but Donsky and Captain Combustible are doing exactly the right thing, which is defending this inhibitor. Now, they can't really fight these guys, but they're just trying to back them off, just trying to get them away from the inhibitor, and they did a great job of that. I mean, that was just a great defense. Raffleboy really probably should have been there, too. He should have come over from top lane. But in any case, we are able to stop them from getting our inhibitor because they only had 4 up. And now that they have another person down, what's the right play? Well, once again, we're going to go and try to take Baron, because if they try to contest us at Baron, it'll be 4 versus 5. So that mushroom taking down Earthstrike's Anivia really was a key play. Otherwise, they would have had 5 there. And Machi Balls is going to ward Baron, and he gets caught out of position. So now it will be 3v5 at Baron, and that's not something they can contest. Also notice that Donsky picked up the Oracle. Great buy. Malphite was 100% the right person to get an Oracle on. I mean, either him or Captain Combustible's Nunu. But once again, we're going to score Baron. That is our 3rd Baron of the game. We've taken all 3 Barons, and that's going to make... So, I mean, that even though the kills are really even, if you want to see why we're ahead, it's because we've scored all those Barons. Now, with middle tower and middle inhib down, I suggested we go push bottom lane. Now, why bottom and not top? Well, the reason for that was we already have the 2nd level bottom tower down, so it'll be easier to get into the base. And then the other reason being, on our last push, we almost got that top tower, or not top tower, that tower in the base in bottom lane. It's down to maybe like 25% health, so it'll be really easy to push over that tower. We just need to tank for like maybe 2 seconds, and then the tower will be down, and then we'll be in the base, and we'll have free run on their inhibitor. So that's why bottom lane and not top lane. Anyway, Earthstrike is out of position here. You can see he's in top lane, even though they can see that we're all bottom lane. So that means it's going to be 5-on-3 here, and they can't win that. We take down the tower immediately, and now we're going to start DPSing the enemy team. Fang goes down really easily. Now we're heading after the rest of their team. I'm just, again, my focus is Earthstrike. I'm more concerned about him than the rest of the team. I think he does the most damage. So again, staying in the back. Great Donsky ult, great Malphite ult. Immediately kills Shadow. Is going to get Earthstrike into his egg form. I'm more concerned about Earthstrike than I am about Cole at this point. So I am more interested in killing that egg. We've already scored 3 kills. The key thing here is it's now 5-on-2, and with it being 5-on-2, they're not going to be able to stop us. So I was more interested in making sure we had that kill on Earthstrike than diving to get the last 2 kills. So anyway, take down the Nexus towers. Then we're going to finish off the Nexus and wrap up this game for a very good game overall. There we go. Anyway, very good game, very entertaining game. Hopefully was fun to watch with so many kills going back and forth. I think the games with lots of kills are more fun to play, even though more kills usually means a little bit more sloppily played. And this game was sloppily played at times, but it should have been a very entertaining, fun game to watch. Anyway, this was the first game that we did on the YouTube Viewers Night, so hopefully if this looked like fun, or if you were here, hope to see you again. If you were just watching this, maybe you'll be able to come and join us next week on Tuesday. I have a video announcement up that has a little bit further details on this. But in terms of the game itself, 16, 8, 11, a lot of deaths there. That would be the biggest issue for this Teemo game. A lot of deaths, but I think the 16 kills, 11 assists does make up for it. And I was really beastly at the end of the game. I mean, if Teemo gets that much farm, you can see 231 minion kills and 16 kills. He's going to be pretty beastly strong. Let's see. In terms of the rest of the team, Donsky played really well. The 8 kills against 3 deaths and a lot of assists. Very tanky and got off some great Malphite initiates with the Malphite ultimate. Really well done. Let's see, Captain Combustible fell behind early on with the jungling, played better in the team fighting phase of the game, definitely. The 22 assists shows a lot of assists in those team fights, some pretty good Nunu ults. Raffleboy, I didn't see too much of Raffleboy, to be perfectly honest. Didn't have as many stats as the rest of the team, but still seemed to play reasonably well. More farm would have been useful there, only the 80 minion kills, and that goes as well for Forever Black Sky. I mean, as a Karthus player, I sort of know a lot about how to play Karthus. Definitely played a little too passively at times. When you play Karthus, you want to charge in like a maniac in team fights, run your Defile, get Zanya's Hourglass, and put yourself in stasis. You need to be in the middle of the fight running your Defile in order to do your damage effectively. Also kind of lost definitely lost lane lost the top lane in the early game, but recovered well enough late game in order to get a fair number of kills and assists, so well done there. In terms of the other team, Earthstrike, super strong early game, kind of tapered off late game. I think that build was maybe a little tailored to the early game with the Haunting Guys and the Sorcerer's Shoes, but again, I was in constant fear of Anivia throughout the whole game, so well played there. Cole started out 10-1, finished 14-5. Obviously a great game, but again, not a strong late game, just because I think I really concentrated on shutting down Cole early in the fights using the Teemo blind, and I think that was partly responsible. Also, Cole hasn't played much Ezreal either. I mean, Cole's probably played as much Ezreal as I've played Teemo, which is to say not very much for either of us. As far as the rest of the team, Machi Ball's got a lot of kills, a lot of deaths, very aggressive playstyle, to say the least. Not sure if that's good or bad, but it definitely made for an interesting game. Shadow, probably not the strongest jungling, but played okay, and Fang was a little bit similar. No kills, but 13 assists, so helped out in that regards. Anyway, again, was a fun game. We did 2 more games after this. They were all really entertaining games. The last game went for 60 minutes and came down to the very end of the game. I was going to cast it, but it was just a little bit too long to make for a good cast. But really, the games were fun. We had a great turnout, had a lot of people show up, a lot of people I've never seen before. So again, hopefully I'll see a lot of you again next week on Tuesday night, and hope to make this a tradition. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, feel free to upvote, feel free to like the video, and I'll see you again next time.